I just want to say goodbye, Bobby Eaton. Getting close to home. I'll be 61 in 2 months, and he was 62, so it's getting kind of close to home. I vaguely remember him. The one thing I remember going back 40 years was him jumping Bill Dundee in a when Bill Dundee was in an interview in Memphis Wrestling. I think Lance Russell was interviewing him, and all of a sudden Bobby Eaton comes out of nowhere and starts beating him up. He could really pour it on and make it look real and do a great job with that. His high flying was spectacular. He just made everything look easy. He wasn't a big talker. I've listened to a lot of interviews with a lot of different wrestlers. Nobody's ever said anything bad about him. They just said what a nice guy he was. That if you needed a bar of soap or a wrench or a Phillips screwdriver or a handkerchief, anything like that, you could ask Bobby and he would pull it out of his bag. He was always prepared. He had everything. He had his stuff together. His father-in-law was a very famous wrestler. Is a very famous wrestler, Bill Dundee. Um, um, Beautiful Bobby's wife died recently, and now Bill had to bury his daughter. Now he's got to bury his son-in-law. This is a big loss. Uh, I guess Bobby was really sick for a while, so the people who knew him were not surprised. I didn't keep up with him, so um, I was just watching an interview with him the other day, um, and it came up that rest in peace, and I said rest in peace, and he had died a few days ago. So goodbye. It's like it's hitting close to home. Um, I didn't say anything about Paul Orndorff, him passing. It didn't make that much impression, even though I think Paul Orndorff was probably more famous and maybe had a little bit bigger impact. I don't know. When it comes to just seats and filling up arenas and actual people seeing him, I would think Bobby Eaton had done more. He'd had a longer career, and he just worked. He worked in regular stadiums. He wasn't a TV guy. He had some big spots. He was on WTBS. He was part of the WCW. A couple of things that Jim Cornette pointed out about him is that he and Randy Savage were both had a real high flying style, and that Randy Savage, when they met in WCW, didn't want to beat him, didn't want to embarrass Bobby, and neither did Ric Flair. Ric Flair didn't want to beat him. In fact, the manager of that whole operation, Jim Herd, got mad at Rick because he didn't lose to Bobby. Because people really liked Bobby. He was well liked. So goodbye, Bobby Eaton. It's getting kind of close to home. Sorry to see you go. Sorry about Paul Orndorff. I guess we're all getting old. Bye bye.